Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're on the replay crew or brand new here, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. You'll have fun here. We have a good time. Waiting for the dump from the court trial, and then we'll start the intro and get into news. We got some fun stuff going on today. Couple more train derailments. This is becoming normal at this point. And some controversy. We got a bunch of missing or yeeted people in one way or another. And we have the drone footage from the US drone that was taken down by Russian Sukhoi fighters. So we're going to get into it. We're going to have fun. And we're going to make it happen. So say hi to the regulars while we're waiting. What's up, Impish? Impish is so great. You guys don't even understand. She's always been really good to me. I don't know why, but you know. Jonathan, what's up, buddy? Hey, Bri. I sent you an invite. I take it you're driving. So you're not obligated, but if you get home at some point, you're welcome to hang out with me, buddy. Mystic, hello. Palandris, I was actually early. He hasn't dumped it yet. Greedy, good to see you, buddy. Holy hell, he has 44 super chats. He's gonna be a minute. What's up, man bun? Good to see you. Palanders, big giant fuck. Comer, what's up, buddy? I had to talk to you about something, but I can't remember what it was. I had something to specifically address to you, but I can't remember. So, I might remember at some point. If not, I won't. Cute. If he has that many super chats, it's gonna be a minute. So we'll get into something fun real quick. Give me just a moment because I wasn't looking forward to this. Usually I start way too late, and today I finally started early, and that's a problem. So usually he's yelling at me. So you know what? I can't get right either way. So I hope everyone's having a great day, though. So, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I might have got the holy shit. That's so cool. I might have gotten the go ahead and buy a new model, Lego model, because of Stevie's generous super chat last evening. We're still working on the deets, but it's might as well be done at this point. So I'm okay with it being done. So I will open up the different options and let you guys vote on them. Give me just a second. That's the same one that I have, right? Oh, no, that's the other one. Okay. Don't let me scroll, because then I'll dox the hell out of myself. What's up, Stingy? The unicorn. No. Huh. Yeah, that cop was... Ooh. I saw that, bud. Congrats. Jacob, what's up? And I think that's all the Kamala. Okay. All right, so we have that one, or we have this one. Okay, so we have option une. Hayden, you don't listen to chat and you don't take notes. Don't lie. Okay, so this is option one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, edit. This is option one. It is Black Hawk pirate ship. And this is option number two, the regular pirate ship. So we have pirate ship or Black Hawk pirate ship. I'll put a troll in the poll. I'll put a poll in the chat of pirate ship or Black Hawk pirate ship. Okay, there's a poll up in chat. Chat. So, Blackhawk Mystic and I already agreed. Screw you, Belandris. Screw you. I do like the Blackhawk one. I think the other one looks kind of kiddish, but the Blackhawk looks pretty sweet. I thought there was one more, but I don't remember where the hell it was at, so I can't as much find it. Ooh, they have a bunch of new releases too. I was happy with the model kit because I've built almost all of the Lego stuff currently, so I got to go somewhere else, or I'm gonna run out of stuff. So I have a starfighter. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I gotta redo it. It's a train station. That's so cool. I could go with my train. That's a charming build. Brickester Station. All right, I'm done looking at toys because then I want to buy more and I'll get in more trouble, and it just goes and it goes and it goes. I could see no room made out of Legos. Yeah, you actually could. There's I have a working Lego train. Yeah. Nope. I got kind of almost maybe one portion of a yes for the pirate ship with the help of my lawyer and Kaiser. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get dumped on. So I am going to go ahead and do the intro so people can come into the intro. But there is a Lego house. I have it in. Could build it around the house. One day maybe I'll take a tour around our fucking house with all the Legos. It's insane. That is creative. That would be cool. I would do it. All right, I'm playing the intro and trying to time it up. We'll see. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the people coming over from Aussie land. Welcome to Mighty Meat. Today, we're going to be going over some news and events happening here in the States. We have some more train derailments. I don't think we have anything on fire today, but we have some plants closing, a bunch of dead bodies found. It's getting weird. And some other things to try and keep you informed. So we're gonna get into that right now. Um, we'll start. Tyson to close 2 chicken plants, cutting 1,700 jobs. And plants? No, the other kind of plants. And if you're new here, please hit that like, hit the subscribe. We're trying to grow. We just hit 500 subs. Now we're aiming for 1,000. Also, if you're brand new here, on Friday nights, we do a Lego chill and chat stream. So we grab some Legos, grab some whiskey, and we hang out and chat and have a good time. So it's fun. 8:30 Eastern on Friday nights. On Tuesday, Tyson Foods announced closure of 2 U.S. chicken plants, resulting in the loss of almost 1,700 jobs on May 12th. The closures highlight the ongoing efforts of the largest U.S. meat company to revitalize its struggling chicken business. Bok bok. The affected plants, located in Glen Valley, Virginia, and Van Buren, Arkansas, employ 692 and 969 noise, respectively. As part of its strategy to maximize the capacity of its facilities, Tyson will transfer chicken demand to other plants. So just making people work harder with less. So, in a statement, the company cited an inability to prove operations and achieve economies of scale as the reasons for its closures. Tyson previously faced challenges in fulfilling chicken orders due to limited supplies and labor, leading the company to purchase chicken from other producers to meet demand. I think it means less chicken. No, we're not watching the trial anymore, so we're not talking about dirty plants. But I do have a clip from the trial I thought was very interesting. We can go to that next. So that's fun that they're starting to close more plants. That means more people are going to lose jobs, and our economy is going to continue going downhill. Isn't that exactly what we want? Nope, I guess I didn't save that one. There's probably a reason I didn't. Hayden will probably cover that one because I think I sent it to him. All right. So let's go on to the next. This I thought was very interesting. The U.S. Air Force very quickly released footage of that U.S. drone encounter with the Sukhoi fighters. So we'll watch it. It's about 42 seconds long, and it shows everything they say. Well, Tyson was one of the companies that tried to get everyone to get the jab. Yeah. My Tyson also uses some kind of corn in their feed. My son's allergic to corn, so he can't eat it anyways. But it's going to affect other corn producers, of course. So, or other chicken producers, of course, because somebody's going to have to pick up the slack. So, this is purportedly the United States Air Force footage. This isn't the Sukhoi fighter, the Russian fighter. This is the view from the Reaper drone, and we'll just let it play through. It's about 42 seconds. There's no sound. It's just Reaper footage. So there is a fuel dump, and it does have some effect on the navigation systems. As you can see, the drone kind of shakes a little bit. Oh, I guess I can end the poll because you guys have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So now the comms links are obviously down, and it's, as we can see from this, you can see that the propeller is indeed damaged. Yeah, John, that's a hell of a lot of piloting. It's a hell of a lot of piloting. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know that the outcome was worth everything that they had to go through to get to there. It looked terrible. So who knows? But that is purportedly the United States Air Force releasing footage about the attack on our drone. We'll get to another story regarding that as well in here. That's the Coquiana. We'll go to not such a crappy story, and then we'll go back to crappy. So this is Mars Perseverance. And this is Mars helicopter taking off for its 47th flight. That's pretty interesting. For all those who don't know, I am one hell of a science nerd. Love rockets, love space. So it was 40 million miles per hour downwinds. It takes 2 seconds to flip the plane. Yeah. It looked like a hell of a slide. Tweety, they're big. I can actually show you because conveniently, I just went to an Air Force base and saw one at a museum. So that's not it. Hang on 1 second, Tweety. So this is at Warner Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. And so this is the drone that's in question. You can see by the props on the back. This is the drone. And I mean, this is a standard size rope. That's a fighter. So it's good size. Good size. There's a rocket. These are standard waist level plaques, but this is the drone. It's not, we're not talking like a DJI Mavic drone. We're talking like a big drone. So it's a good size drone. I don't know if the maneuverability is as good as they're trying to sell, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. Also, so back to this story. Hey, Dance. What's up, buddy? You want it back in? So here is the helicopter from the Perseverance rover, and it is flying on Mars, which doesn't have the atmosphere or the density of the atmosphere. So this is really quite a spectacular feat, and this is the surface of Mars from the rover. So as we can see, it's flying across. Yeah, that's where I'm leaning towards too. That's where I'm leaning towards too. Okay, no, I was just throwing out the invite. You're welcome. I thought it would come back into frame, but so this is not. Oh God, thanks, Bri. That makes more sense. So let's do this again. So this is flying on the surface of Mars. I know, I screwed up. I didn't switch it back over. So this is the surface of Mars. This is a helicopter. It's by my mouse there. I don't know if you can see. And then kind of darts across the screen. Mars. I'm pretty sure. Mars does indeed have gravity. They just don't have density in their atmosphere like we do. So So you have to rotate the blades at a much faster speed to be able to fly on the surface of Mars. So it's interesting. But again, I said I'm a science nerd, so happens. All right. So moving on. Colombia seizes $18 million worth of cocaine from a narco sub. And I believe this is a video. So we'll watch it and try not to get struck. Seriously. Damn you, Digger. Digger 420 sent me this video. So it's her fault.
Señores, le voy a hacer la prueba preliminar a la sustancia. Vamos a ver qué es lo que marca, qué es lo que...
And the runner, yeah, party of the DA this weekend. Oh, I gotta stay on it. The drug runners are getting pretty ridiculous. I mean, they're building submarines to try and sneak it in. So we all live in a cocaine submarine. Yep, that's pure Colombian cocaine. That's probably best of the best if you're into that. Damn. Yeah, we know you're drug testing it. I wanted to see if you're going to bring a lot of it out. Nope, you're just testing one brick. Where's the rest, brother? Joke's on you. It's already been sold back into the Colombian system. So, yeah, that's a lot of cocaine. Yep. I've watched some of the videos where they put cocaine in like avocados and traffic the avocados, and they're looking really good. Like, what's up, Bry guy?
Hey, how's it going?
Was that your stash?
You know what? It was. I made it, shipped it down to South America, and then had them bring it back. Had to hide the paper trail.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It happens. Hope you're well, sir.
Doing great. How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I am fantastic. So having fun. But plus I got go ahead to buy another Lego, pirate ship Lego. So Landris.
See, crack is given to us by the U.S. government. Cocaine we can make ourselves.
That is true. Never admit your crimes on the internet, Brian. That's usually pretty good to live by, but
where's your little jokes banner?
Oh, wait.
This is illegal advice. Don't grow meth. Wait, cocaine.
There we go. Thank you for that. So developing a 5,000 mile wide seaweed blob headed towards Florida. This is insane. Like the density of it in some places. Like this is a lot of seaweed.
Is this like a nitrogen, like algae splurge type of thing? Like that we get on like the coast every once in a while, like the red algae growth?
No, I think this is well, we'll read the article because I think it's just came loose, but I don't know. A colossal amount of sargassum seaweed is en route to Florida and other Gulf of Mexico coastlines, posing a threat to tourism by leaving a pungent and potentially hazardous piles on the beach. Sargassum is a type of seaweed that has historically formed extensive blooms in the Atlantic Ocean. So yeah, you're 100% on. And researchers have been monitoring massive accumulations since 2011. And I was right too. So it seems like it broke loose and it was this year's sargassum mass could be the most extensive on record, stretching over 5,000 miles from Africa's coast to the Gulf of Mexico. That is a long way.
This could
Seaweed is-
actually be okay. I mean, if
You think so?
if it starts, maybe planting some of that algae like along the bottoms of more places, though we would get more algae, it would, should maybe help the ecosystem a little bit.
Increase sea life a little bit.
Yeah, well, it'll decrease it when it blooms, and then it'll increase after that.
Right.
Because
It's
they'll
like
be able to eat it.
right, providing nitrogen and stuff to plants, like So, the seaweed is presently headed towards the west and set to traverse the Caribbean before reaching the Gulf of Mexico during summer. So we got a while. I don't go to Florida in the summer, anyways. It's too hot.
Seaweed blob that's so large it's visible from space is heading towards Florida's Gulf
That's
Coast.
true.
Sargassum blooms are nothing new, but scientists say this one could be the largest in history and could also be a threat to our coastline. News 6's Molly Reed spoke to one of the state's lead researchers tracking its movement.
This is a totally new oceanographic phenomenon.
The massive seaweed bloom is nearly 5,000 miles wide, growing where this
I
type of
wouldn't.
seaweed doesn't historically bloom.
It wasn't until 2011 that we began to see this unusual bloom develop in the central tropical Atlantic Ocean.
Florida Atlantic University researcher Brian LaPointe has been tracking the growth of the brown seaweed called sargassum and says it hit a big spurt this
Oh,
year.
it is sargassum.
Doubled in
That's what it
size
is?
in January.
I've seen that kind of
from
stuff.
December.
Pockets of sargassum have washed up on our coast in recent summers, bringing a nasty smell. But LaPointe says this bloom is heading right towards southwest Florida, and even here on the East Coast, he says we'll likely see much more.
We can figure out what the drivers are of this big blob.
Well, it's probably climate change. I would guarantee it would be climate change. If not, they'll try and say it's climate change. So it's climate change.
You might be able to eat it. Maybe.
Solving world hunger.
See, it might be better to try to make it into some kind of compost, frankly.
Yeah, break it down. It's probably pretty nutrient rich.
Oh, very.
Has some taste to it. It's good. Huh. I'll take your word for it. Often contains lead, cadmium, and other things you really don't want in your body. Sort of depends where it's sourced from. Okay.
Sourced from the sea.
It's organic, at least. God, I hate organic tags.
Lies. It probably isn't.
FDA doesn't always label it as such. Almost always. Well, with imports to it. Huh.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Gross.
it is. It is all those MAGA boaters with their MAGA flags. They just turn into seaweed. I'm not bringing that up, Jonathan. Rocket Labs or it's not Starlink. Is it Rocket Labs? Because hell, we'll watch it. All up is yep.
Yep,
All right, I'll
Labs.
keep an eye on it, and we'll flip over to it when we're close. Okay, so let's go through just another article here. Yeah, we're at go. T-minus about 5 minutes, so I'll keep an eye on it. U.S. announces 300. This should piss everybody off. No, it's yeah, Wallops. Well, Wallops is home to Rocket Labs now. And never mind. Bottle rocket. It's a smaller rocket, but still a. Yes, I have. I just have so much like planned out, so I'm gonna get to some of them. Absolutely. Like I have so many shows planned out that U.S. announces $331 million in new aid to Ethiopia. Thank God our money is going somewhere because our banks aren't failing or anything.
Can we just get them water instead?
That would be probably better.
Let's give them like $3
hey,
million
Rose.
in water.
No to foreign aid. I absolutely agree. We got ship joke around Brian. Brian likes boats.
Yeah.
What's up, Alex? No, we got DPRK also launched one, but that one wasn't a good one. Why was the beach so gross? Because the sea weed. I don't get it. Do you get that terrible dad joke?
I don't. I'm not a dad.
I'm a dad and I don't get it. So let's get through during this visit to Addis Ababa to improve relations with Ethiopia. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced a new humanitarian assistance package of $331 million to the country. The aid package was unveiled after Blinken's meeting with Ethiopian leaders and a visit to the United Nations logistics warehouse in the capital city on Wednesday. From Secretary Blinken, today I'm announcing more than, so not just, more than $331 million in new humanitarian assistance for Ethiopia in FY 2023 to the Department of State and U.S. Agency for International Development.
So it's not just dollars. They are giving them things up to that cost. Oh, here we go. Never mind. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there. The funding will provide life-saving support to those displaced and affected by conflict, drought, and food insecurity in Ethiopia. The assistance includes $12 million to the State Department Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration, and more than $319 million to the U.S. Agency for International Development. This brings the total humanitarian assistance for the response to the region to more than $780 million in FY 2023. Are you kidding me?
The region of that part of Africa or that one country?
That one country.
Fuck.
I can't. I just can't. Why do we keep giving people so much damn money? I'm going to make myself happy for a minute. We're going to watch the 2-minute countdown to Rocket Labs. Why so much money? Why?
Yes is green for flight.
That rocket's probably only about 100 feet tall.
I think it's less than that. I think it's 12 meters, but I could be wrong.
Oxford is complete. System is in research.
I was using the railing as kind of a unit of measure, and I estimated there were about 6-foot railings.
Well, that's probably good.
About 8 tall. So 6 times
meters.
8.
59 feet.
Yeah.
I was close.
Anti-geysering is disabled.
Somewhere between you and I. So 59 feet.
Yeah, no, my quick math just failed me because I'm tired as all hell.
I don't think they're full rails. Like, I think they're... Oh, shit. Rumble. Gotta check Rumble.
Stage 1, Stage 2 press for flight.
I rarely check Rumble.
High flow engine purge enabled.
T-minus 39, 38, 37. Just a bit smaller. Shoot, it moved. Oh, absolutely.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
Yeah, exactly. They have to, throw it around somewhere.
Deluge activity. 10, 9, 8,
8,
7,
7.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Deluge and lit.
We have liftoff.
That damn thing just jumps off the pad, though. It's so fast.
Holy moly, already 400 miles an hour.
Yeah. And we're not even max Q yet.
Or is the other way around, maybe?
Low Earth orbit, but yeah, something like
And
that.
we're flying. Our 34th Electron vehicle is in the air and on the way to orbit after lifting off from Launch Complex 2. You can see the exhaust from those 9 Rutherford engines glowing bright as they propel the vehicle with Capella's satellites to space.
So
now that Electron has left the pad, its next milestone is max Q, the moment when the density of the air around the vehicle and its acceleration through that air creates the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will experience in flight. You'll hear Mission Control announce this milestone soon enough.
Doge to the moon.
Plenty of rockets have been this way. Max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle, so they slow down. They also do a hot swap, which is a battery swap.
As you may have heard from our mission operators called Electron has now passed through max Q. The vehicle has throttled back up to a velocity of over 1,000 meters per second, just a fraction of its maximum velocity as it proceeds to orbit.
Pretty close.
We're about to reach another 3 milestones in the flight, and each will happen quite quickly, so we'll explain all 3 in one go.
So now we're going to stage, so we're going to drop the first stage.
The first stage of the vehicle from the second and third stage, also known as the kick stage, which holds Capella's satellites. The first stage is essentially a large fuel tank. Once that fuel is depleted, we jettison the tank so that the second stage can carry on to our orbital destination. To separate cleanly, we need to throttle down those 9 Rutherford engines on the first stage. This is known as main engine cutoff, or MECO for short. Once these engines have throttled down, the first and the second stage separate. Next, you'll see the vacuum optimized Rutherford engine ignites to carry the second and the third stage the rest of the way into space.
So we're at almost 8,000 kilometers per hour at this point. And it's been 2.5 minutes, and we're at almost 8,000 kilometers. And there's stage set, so there's Seco.
Does it burn off the last bit of fuel when it drops?
MECO stage 1 separation and stage 2 ignition confirmed and completed. Our 34th Electron mission is progressing nicely.
Trying to start
and we're ready for the next set of checkpoints in flight on the way to delivering Capella satellites to their place in space. We are listening for the call to confirm that Electron's fairing, the pointing protective shell at the top of the rocket, has been jettisoned to expose the satellites in preparation for deployment.
That will separate for the satellites.
Fairing jettison succeeded.
Man, why is that
look
so
on your screen? That's confirmation that the payload fairing has been successfully jettisoned, and Capella's satellites are now exposed to space. Electron's second stage is continuing to orbit, traveling at speeds of over 8,000 kilometers per hour, and currently at an altitude of over 100 kilometers.
That's another milestone checked off. The fairing is a millimeter-thin shell that serves a vital role, protecting the payload's inside from the awesome aerodynamic forces it sees as it breaks away from the atmosphere. Now that we're in free space, we can shed that extra weight to help maximize Electron's acceleration into orbit. Sitting on top of Electron, each payload might feel up to 8 times its own weight due to those smooth accelerations. As part of the structural analysis team, our job is to prove every component on the vehicle is tough enough to withstand the stresses of all those forces, pressures, and vibrations on ascent, while still being a lightweight and elegant solution.
All right, we can. So it's in space. Nominal insertion. We're at 10,000 kilometers per hour. This one actually goes up and then has a kick stage, so it will slow back down at some point a little bit. So This is a little bit different of a rocket.
Orbital velocity was again? Wasn't it about 15?
Discharge nominal?
Yeah, it's about 15. It depends on where you're at. So the higher you get, the slower you go, because the less you have gravity pulling you back down. Right. If you're closer to the Earth...
T plus 5 minutes, and it's time for the next set of checkpoints in flight as we progress towards mission success.
If you're closer to the Earth,
next up is a milestone unique to Electron, the battery hot swap. You might already know that our 3D printed Rutherford engines are also distinct for another reason. Mm-hmm. They are powered by electric pumps. These pumps are powered by batteries, which eventually run out of juice. This is where the battery...
Terrible and inefficient. But anyways, we'll stop with that so we don't lose every viewer. So yeah, orbital speeds are usually 15,000 is like the general. I think the ISS is 15,600. If I'm not mistaken, but I haven't looked in a really long time. So, International Space Station.
Balder, just because you're in space doesn't mean you're not going to be affected by the gravity.
Yeah, I mean, you're always affected by the gravity. Even our sphere of influence extends past the moon. So, you're still affected by the gravity. And then when you're not affected by our gravity, the sun really has something to say about it. Yes, most satellites are in free fall. So they're free falling. This would be an orbital mechanics class. I'd be happy to talk about it. But you're free falling at the edge of gravity and it's sucking you down. And the only thing that keeps you is the speed. So you have speed times orbital mass and blah, 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 blah. Yep. One more time. I'm just going to say, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are climbing. We're at 5:15 now. So I love you all.
Yeah, you're basically offsetting gravity with the centrifugal motion because you're going so fast.
Yep. Choose station satellites. Yeah. It just depends where you're launching the satellite to. So I will happily, if you'll show up, Devel. God damn it, XComer. XComer is just trolling me. But we're just gonna ignore it. Can somebody time out XComer for like 30 seconds? Just so I can catch my breath before. What else do we have? Freight train. I wanted to do the trains together. Dead Chick, Tucker Carlson. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Highest levels of Kremlin authorized pilots' actions that brought down the U.S. surveillance drone. So Putin's pissed that he's getting screwed over in this one. So, yes, please do. Actually, if you've ever, James, I know you're fairly new, but I try and break stuff down so it doesn't give you a headache. I try and do the best I can. So
I tried to make it worse, and he yelled at me the last time he did a science stream. So
that's 100% true. You got to do little bite-sized pieces. So the Kremlin's top-level officials authorized that aggressive actions of Russian military fighter jets against U.S. military drone over the Black Sea on Tuesday, according to NBC News, who cited U.S. officials. The Russian jets dropped fuel on the MQ-9 Reaper before clipping its prop, causing the U.S. to bring the aircraft down. According to unnamed officials, intelligence suggests that the aim was to disrupt the drone's surveillance capabilities or divert it from its intended course. So, they're trying like hell to get to it before we do. So that again is the MQ-9 Reaper, and it has some technologies on it that they would love to have. Yeah, why was it in not even Russia is absolutely winning. Why was it over the Black Sea? Why was it headed towards Russia? You know, I know it must be. If you guys want to watch more launches too, I'd be happy as shit to cover them. I did an Artemis launch once. While we're on the topic, before we get too far away, talk for like 3 seconds.
I hope you all can make it tomorrow night with the Lego stream. Because of a small little part-time job I had last weekend, I was able to get a very nice Lego set. So if y'all can make it, I'm going to be probably putting that together, or at least half of it, since there's so many pieces. Oh, that's going to be nuts.
Are you going to tell us?
It is the Luke Skywalker land speeder.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you got that one?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't find it on Amazon, so I had to actually go to Walmart for it. It was the last one there.
Don't start with the X-Comer, because I'll do it.
You will. Don't test them.
All right. So this is, as everybody that's been around knows, I just got back from Florida. This is a Crew 6 rocket from SpaceX. It was at night. Not much in the way of the rocket. The rocket's obviously up here, but the flame on these is so cool. So that's from quite a ways away.
There's a vortex on that flame, actually.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Oh, that one's a bad one. Some of them are bad, some of them are good, but yeah, it's you're interacting with the air coming off the shell of the rocket, along with the curvature of the bell of the nozzle. So I was 5 watching the Challenger live. Rest in peace. Yeah. I was not alive yet, but I watched plenty on it afterwards. So
I was very much not alive yet.
But yeah, so that's the Crew 6 that I took advantage of while I was in Florida. So it was at like 2 o'clock in the morning. My family was so thrilled that I woke them up. Another rocket launch, Dad. Yep.
Shut up, I'll buy you McDonald's. You're fine.
So we were only like 15 minutes from it, though, so it wasn't bad.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. 1986 O was 18. Wow. I got what you meant. I was 18. I was -2.
I don't really know when the Challenger was.
1986.
No, that would have been 10 or so years before me.
As I said, some dead people. The smell was pretty horrific. Woman's body not disclosed for 21 days in Las Vegas airport's short-term parking. Dang. We know how old Digger is now.
How many tickets did the car have?
Las Vegas. A woman's body went undiscovered in a car in short-term parking at Harry Reid International Airport for nearly a month, in part of the garage just yards away from the passenger pickup. The 8 News Now investigators first reported Monday. The car sat undisturbed for 23 days. It was not until a parking employee noticed the smell that he called Metro Police. It's kind of short, and I don't feel like watching the video.
23 days for them to find the body in a car, where there was a woman who straight up didn't find her husband in the closet for 8 months.
That's insane. That was so insane.
Oh my God! Imagine.
If there's a donut in that car, I would have got there quicker.
They probably would have saved the lady.
I was 90. No, Tweety, be for real. You were 104 in 1986. Don't lie. Plot twist: the car was just full of seaweed. All right, we got a couple more here. More on the Russia front. This is fantastic. It's almost like we're trying to incite them. That's what I'm saying. I could like selling that car. You guys are savage, and Oz won't let you be savage over there anymore. I get it. I get it. Trial stream. Yep. See, I know. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't see it, Richard. I'll try and go back. Did they fix funding issues at NASA? Short answer, that's no. There's a lot of things that aren't getting funded right now, and I can't say that on stream. But there are some things that are. So yeah. So no, they haven't fixed it long term. So, but there are some things that are getting funded that have been in the works for quite some time. So, Poland to be the first NATO member to give Ukraine fighter jets. And guess who's going to be training on them? While Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, in his stupid-ass sweatshirt, has pleaded for the Western supporters to share fighter jets, NATO allies have expressed hesitancy. No shit. Oh, they're giving them MiGs. Why can't MiG-29 fighter jets of the Polish Air Force? The country has been a crucial ally in the Ukraine crisis. You're also right there. You're also right there.
Where did Poland get those fighter jets?
Russia. I mean, they're MiGs, so they came from Russia at some point. Poland's president said Thursday that its country had plans to give Ukraine about a dozen MiG-29 fighter jets, which would get the first NATO member to fulfill the Ukraine government's increasingly urgent request for warplanes. Build your own or buy your own. President Andrzej Duda said Poland would hand over 4 of the Soviet-made warplanes within the next few days, and the rest need servicing and would be supplied later. So there's shit planes that they can't even fly. I know, and it's
Are we training them as well as we trained the Iranian military too? Or is that Iraq? Whichever one we tried to pull out of, and it ended as badly as my family's.
Iraq. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Some of NASA work is being sent off to the Space Force, and even the National Reconnaissance Office. NRLO has been launching a lot of satellites, and they like their secrecy. So yeah. Russia would disable its jets. If they could, I'm sure they would think about it.
Do they have a kill switch in them?
I don't know. They're in the last year, so they're functioning, but they're good in good working conditions. So we're giving them trash, or Poland is through us, due to set up the aircraft. Duda did not answer whether other countries would be making the same move, although Slovakia has said it would send its disused MiGs to Ukraine. On Wednesday, Polish government spokesperson Piotr Mueller said some of the other countries with MiGs also had pledged them to Kiev, but he did not name them. United States. Blah, blah, blah. Duda said Poland's Air Force would replace the planes it gives to Ukraine with South Korea-made FA-50 fighters and American F-35s. Fantastic. Yeah, these old-ass MiGs are going to get shot down so fast. Poland was also the first NATO nation to hand German-made Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine last month. Poland is a crucial ally in the Ukraine crisis. It is hosting thousands of American troops. Does that raise some suspicion for you, Bri? Hosting thousands of American troops and is taking more people fleeing the war in Ukraine than any other nation in the midst of the largest European refugee crisis in decades. Huh. I didn't know we had thousands of American troops.
Oh, yeah, no. We have a huge base in Poland. Holy crap. Oh, that's huge.
Well, I understand. I know that, but I didn't know we were supporting Ukraine. That makes it seem like it's hosting thousands to help Ukraine.
Well, refugees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the amount of manpower it takes to help like half a country's worth of refugees is nuts. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we might be sending in some medical personnel in there too. Because I have a good friend who has family living through it right now, and like there was like some stuff that they had to do in terms of like turning off lights and stuff like that. And it's like if they found you, they might just shell your house. But, yeah, so we might be doing some of that stuff too. But I wouldn't be surprised if we were medically helping civilians. Maybe.
What's up, Stevie?
We gave them a whole bunch of M1 Abrams, didn't we?
We Amber Hearded them. We pledged them, but I don't think we've actually given them.
Oh, because I was thinking, don't we have that massive tank graveyard of M1 Abrams because nobody can kill them? Just give them all our crap.
Right here, Steve. Yeah, and mercenaries is the other thing. So, Bucktooth Abrams? Huh. All right. Yeah, technically we won't be able to give them to him for 2 years. That's what BWeave said. So I'm not totally off. So, but if Russia goes and attacks Poland, everybody's going to be all pissed off. And I don't think you should be, because we're at least antagonizing them, right? Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, what I can say and can't say are two different things. But
if we're flying in Russia, I would say that's explicit antagonization. But being in international airspace, that's a little different. Just a little, maybe.
But, okay. But what I'm saying is us passing off, us supplying Ukraine, because Ukraine would have been gone a long time ago. So it's our equipment, our training, our money. It's just not our soldiers. So when does it become our war? Is it not already?
That's hard. That's very hard. I'm unsure because I still believe this is a proxy war anyway.
Well, yeah, it replaces Syria because Syria was
proxy war considered still our war. Yeah, by proxy. It's our war by proxy.
Yeah. And that's my thought. We're directly supplying them. We're keeping them afloat. We're training them. We're doing all that shit. Like, I feel like it's our war at this point. It's certainly gone past. Well, shit. It's certainly gone past the normal proxy war standards. I 100% agree. My friend's wife and daughter came from Donbass around 2018-ish. Her son is still there fighting with the DPM. But the idiots who go Russia stand and say Russia doesn't do that to us are stupid. No, absolutely, Russia does it to us too. And don't ever mistake me for a Russian supporter. I think both of them are corrupt shitholes. I just don't like the corrupt shithole that we're sending our money to. So, yeah, that's true too. Well, it's NATO's war because economies are collapsing and they need something to roll it all up again.
Parasocial violator. I am a Zoomer, my guy.
What's up, Parasocial? You look new. Yeah, I forgot what stream, but one of my viewers sent in some of the Azov stuff and the stuff behind Slava Ukrainia, and we went through it. So it was pretty interesting. Same, I think they're both shitholes ran by dictators. Absolutely. War is good business.
Digger, a Zoomer is a Gen Z person. It's a play on the boomer idea as baby boomer. Anyhow.
Gross.
Yeah, I know, right?
Man. Man indicted in Facebook Marketplace murder of NYPD officer Adid Fayez. I don't know why this one's not getting. This one's a weird one. So
does the guy have one arm?
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's just wrapped.
Or is it in his shirt, maybe?
I have no idea. Oh, excuse me, hiccups.
The man charged in the murder of an NYPD officer pleaded not guilty before a Brooklyn Supreme Court judge. Dozens of fellow NYPD officers were also there to support the family of the victim. Officer Adid Fayez died 3 days after he was shot in February. He was off duty and had gone to East New York, Brooklyn, in response to a Facebook Marketplace ad for a Honda Pilot. The suspect, 38-year-old Randy Jones, is scheduled to be back in court in May.
I love Facebook Marketplace. Why would you do this?
I don't know.
I bought my tube off of Facebook Marketplace.
Honda Pilot advertised for $24,000 on Facebook Marketplace. So, yeah, killing cops is bad.
Yeah, don't do that.
We all know. This is the only video I could find of it quickly, so we're gonna have to watch this. Bitch.
Wait, she still exists?
Overnight.
Yeah.
This is happening as the U.S. is holding joint military exercises with South Korea and with an important summit getting underway in the region. Our foreign correspondent, Britt Clinett, joins us with more. Good morning.
Did she say? We're going to go back a second when she introduces this one because I need to listen more carefully.
Good morning, Britt.
Nope, we need to go back further.
Britt Clinett joins us with more.
That's what I heard,
well,
right?
This is the third launch this week. Japan says it was a long-range ICBM. Those are those missiles that are capable of reaching anywhere in the continental United States. This one traveled more than 600 miles for about an hour before landing in the Sea of Japan. And this latest launch, it comes just hours before the South Korean leader landed in Japan for the first time in 12 years. Those two nations really attempting to put their historical differences differences aside to focus on how to deal with these growing threats by North Korea. The US and South Korea have also been carrying out annual military drills. North Korea characterizes the joint exercises as a kind of rehearsal for a possible invasion. Now, US officials also weighing in this morning, saying they are working closely with Japan and South Korea.
It's Clint.
And the launches do not pose an immediate threat anyway to US personnel. Michael.
All right.
Again, we're at another country's border, antagonizing them with drills of fake invading them, which they've asked us not to do.
Yo, you know what? But, that's fine. I give less support to them, frankly. I don't like communists.
It's just absolutely insane that we're like, oh, like, I don't know why this country hates us. You're on their border, playing war games to invade them.
Yo, hear me out. Support Russia. Get them to help us attack North Korea. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Do you think North Korea would be that tough?
Well, no. But we don't want more coming after us. Also, it might keep China at bay.
You think so? Okay.
A little bit. Both us and Russia probably could keep them maybe under wraps for long enough for us to take down North Korea, just to make General Korea again. Let's make Korea again.
Let's make Korea exist again. No, I mean, I think it's another case of we're poking the bear all over the world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we always have done that.
Yeah, but it seems like we've stepped it up recently. And I don't know that I'm a big fan. Like, just generally. I think it's a bad idea to piss off a bunch of countries.
It's fine. We need to test our military at some point. Let's just get surrounded. We can do it, right?
I would prefer not to go down that road.
Yeah, me neither.
To make more people rich. But, if we gotta, take your swing.
Especially countries that are good at math. Jonathan, Illinois released its statistics for its standardized tests, and only 14% of the kids actually passed with a passing score in their standardized testing. 14 fucking %.
Wow.
It is bad.
Wow. So you're saying throw more money at them? Or? Yeah, either one of them. China, and reduce some of our national debt. Like, trade some of our national debt for NOCO.
Yeah, 86% were below the what do they call that? It's not passing. It's more along the lines of
proficiency?
Acceptability. Are you acceptably smart?
So like proficiency? Like you're able to do it?
Yeah, but there's several levels of proficiency. I'm trying to remember what those levels are that they call it. Yeah, they weren't even passing the bare minimum, Kaiser. That's exactly it.
Wow. Yeah, acceptable levels of proficiency. See? Exactly. Xcomer, now you're getting it, buddy. Okay. So, let's I got there. Let's finish up with the nope, never mind. I got 2 more stories. Is that the last 2? Yeah, two more and then Tucker. So missing girl found in shed. Texas girl found in shed in North Carolina.
Wood chipper.
Yeah. So we'll watch
Authorities found the 13-year-old
locked in a shed on Friday. WFMY News 2's Amber Lake joins us live now. Amber, the property owner says she had no idea the girl was even there.
What the hell?
The owner of the home behind me, Trope Sin, told us that she allowed Jorge Camacho to rent from her because she said that he had nowhere else to go. She told us that her son is friends with Camacho, so 2 years ago, she opened up her home to him. Sim said she had no idea what was happening inside the shed where Camacho lived.
I call bullshit.
I never see her inside my house on the camera, so I didn't know she was even here.
The Davidson County Sheriff's Office says Camacho kept a 13-year-old girl locked in a shed on Linwood Southmont Street in Lexington. Investigators found her last Friday night by the Davidson County Sheriff's Office and FBI. Investigators said the 13-year-old met Camacho online. The Sheriff's Office says the messages between the two showed consistent signs of grooming and enticement. The investigation showed Camacho convinced the teen to leave her home in Dallas. Investigators said the suspect then picked her up and brought her here to Lexington. The FBI and Davidson County Sheriff's Office located Camacho's car and later pulled him over. This eventually led investigators to the shed. The homeowner says she was shocked when she heard officers at her door.
I do not know what happened that day. All I know is I work night shift, and the police, when they come knock on the door, they just took me out the house and didn't tell me what's going on or nothing until like 2 hours later.
Oh my God.
Davidson County Sheriff Richie Simmons says this case this weekend is oddly similar to a 2021 case where a 14-year-old girl was taken to Arkansas after meeting someone online. Investigators say this case puts a spotlight on the importance of monitoring teens when they're online and warning them of the dangers.
As parents, they've got to wise up and see that the dangers to these kids, it just continues to go on.
The teenager is back in Texas with family right now. As for Camacho, he's facing a slew of charges, some of which human trafficking, child abduction, statutory rape of a child under 15. He is being held at the Davidson County Jail under a $1.25 million bond. Live in Davidson County tonight, Amber Lake, WFMY.
Ladies and gentlemen, moral to the story here is don't let computers watch your fucking kids.
Yeah. Well, you know, that shed is bigger than a lot of apartments you find in big cities.
That's true. It's very true.
And it has AC. Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, that's
Kamala will pace bail. Oh no. Hope not.
So damn heartbreaking. It really is. Like, just leave the kids alone, man. Across the board.
Just absolutely.
No more.
Let kids be kids.
Drag shows. No more grooming. No more bullshit. Just leave the kids alone. Let them be kids for, at least their kid years. Because then, when you're adult, life sucks sometimes. So, get it in while you can. But yeah, just another really fucked up story that shouldn't have probably happened. If somebody was watching a kid. It's basically a tiny house. Absolutely. God, that would be great.
No, Blenders, I'm okay with being in his creepy sex shack as long as there's air conditioning. You put a kid in there, I would chipper your ass. Easy. No doubt.
To be clear, I'm on the same page. Like, I would happily go into that sex shed.
Especially if Meat's there.
Especially if Brian's there. Like, that's exciting times. But put a kid in there, and we're gonna have to, rectify the situation. Listen, when it gets this bad, when shit gets this bad, you have to, you have to laugh every once in a while, even when it's terrible.
So what do you think, Meat? Do you think that we should chip our kids until they turn 16 and then remove the chips? Like GPS tracker.
That's a good question.
And then the parent can put it wherever they want as long as it's not like a sexually explicit place. So that you can't just go and, one size fits all, pull it out of the kid you kidnap.
I don't like the government having that much power, though.
But it would be the parents doing it, not the government.
Yeah, but if you mandate it, then the government's going to have access to it.
No, I didn't say mandate. I said, do you think it's okay to do so?
Oh, do I think it's okay to do so? Yeah, I think it would be okay on an individual basis with the parents doing so. It's
James,
just
my
like,
kid will not have a phone.
No, Jesus Christ, no. And just to be clear, I have children, and I would, because I think that there's a lot of sick fucks out there, and there's a lot of potential dangers out there, and it could save their life. But I understand the argument against liberty, but
they're really fucking kids. They get no liberty.
Right.
In 16, okay, that's like the age where then it's like, they're more independent, whatever. Maybe even 14. But if somebody kidnaps your kid, you're gonna wish they're chipped.
Yeah. And not to say they're like that, but it's kind of like a dog. Like you chip a dog. Because that's Fedorowski. That's true, but that's why it's. Yeah, that's why it's. And that's the question. Like, who would have the access to that? And it would have to be something that would be. I don't know. That's why I immediately pushed back on it. Under his scenario, I would think that it would be a positive move. Under reality, I don't think that there's a way to do it without somebody getting a hold of it.
No, definitely not. This was wholly hypothetical.
Yeah.
There's no way that this would ever work well.
No, because you'd have, I can just think of all the exploits that people would do to it. So,
I mean, I was flipping a shit with who was it? Was it Zuckerberg who wanted to put birth control pills into people or birth control chips?
Seriously?
Yeah,
wow.
There was a whole thing about birth control microchips.
Whoa. I didn't know anything about that.
Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, here we go. Found it.
Oh, okay. Share it.
It's in the private chat.
Oh.
Backstage.
I thought you'd just share it.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Sharing is caring. Contraception microchip. Could it revolutionize global birth control? God, I hope not. Microchips, an IT startup company with links to Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, is developing radical new contraceptive, a tiny microchip implanted under the skin that can be operated wirelessly by remote control. Yeah, there's no exploits that could happen there.
Yeah, fuck you. You can't have kids no more.
Yeah. Or, fuck you. Here, I'm going to get you pregnant. Like.
It's stealthing, but with a microchip instead.
Wow. Wow. No, I don't like that.
20 by 20 by 7 millimeters. That's huge.
Implanted under the skin of the buttocks, abdomen, or upper arm. That's the size of that?
Yeah,
wow.
That's so thick. You would see
Holy. It. Oh, yeah. Would that be extra? No, I think that's the idea, is that they're micro-release chemicals.
Extra.
Yeah. The chip contains tiny reservoirs of hormone levonorgestrel, which is already used in some contraceptives. The chip dispenses 30 micrograms of that word every day and can hold enough of the hormone to do this for up to 16 years.
Imagine if it breaks. Oh, you're screwed.
You die. And it's
so much hormone.
Holy shit. And it's so close to this, like they're so big, it would be close enough to the skin where you would have accidental ruptures, I would think.
Somebody punches you in the arm.
Yeah.
Your contraceptive breaks open.
I mean, not funny, but funny.
No, that's
Holy
hilarious.
shit.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I'm off. It's not my idea of a good time. Recently, an international coalition of governments, companies, philanthropies, and nonprofits committed to providing family planning for up to 120 million or more women in the world by 2020. Population control. This was sent to me by a viewer. I don't know if we're going to go through the whole thing, but this is Full Send Podcast, and this is Tucker Carlson talking about aliens. This is follow-up to our story yesterday. So
the Pentagon was required by the last.
Have a great day, Susie. Thanks for stopping by.
Some of their files on
Yeah,
UFOs, and it
that's true.
turns
If
out
it's in the buttocks.
they have known about this since the end of the Second World War, which ended in 1945. Been a huge increase during that war, during the war as well. Huge increase in UFO sightings, in UFO crashes, et cetera, et cetera. And it turns out the federal government has been tracking this for 80 years and lying about it. So why? Well, that's a great question. I can't answer it. I have theories, but I don't know. But here's what I learned. The first question is this real? Or am I just being a crazy person who's spending too much time on the internet? Well, this summer, we got a call. We didn't reach out. This person called us. Lexi, who's standing right there, who's a genius, one of our producers, gets this call from this guy who's a tenured Stanford medical school professor. And he wants to come on the show. Now, this guy has a couple patents, and so he's rich. And he's got tenure at one of the most prestigious schools in the world. So, like, he's not a flake. He comes on, and he's like, 11 years ago, the U.S. government reached out to me because I'm an expert on head injuries, on brain injuries, traumatic brain injuries, as a physician. And they had all these court cases from families of U.S. servicemen, over 100, who'd been killed by UFOs. And the Department of Defense was refusing to give them death benefits or medical benefits. And I'm like, and he's like, so they're in the courts. And I was like, there are over 100 servicemen killed by UFOs? Like, what? He's like, yeah. And there are court cases about it. I'm like, why isn't this on the front page of the New York Times?
That's insane.
I don't know. But he goes, I'm involved in it. I'm one of the researchers. I'm the expert witness in these cases. Holy shit. What does that mean? And he's like, for example, UFOs appear to be attracted for whatever reason to nuclear energy. So at nuclear missile bases in the upper Midwest, for example, nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines are all getting buzzed by these objects, including underwater. Huh. And in a number of cases, these things have landed on military bases, including famously in Germany, in West Germany in the 70s. And servicemen have approached them. Like, what is this thing? There's this like giant glowing thing on the base. And they approach and they get traumatic brain injury. Like they are rendered. Like, they get brain damage or they're killed. And he studied their brains. And they have, this is all totally real. This is the Department of Defense, dude. And they've all had this damage from some kind of powerful energy that we cannot identify. So then this guy's like, wow, he's just a scientist. He never believed in UFOs. He's like, this is real. I cannot believe this is real. This is like crazy. He should do research on it. He's still at Stanford. And it turns out that actually, yes, these things have been shot down and crashed, and the U.S. government has the wreckage, and it's being held by defense contractors, Raytheon, Lockheed, which are big independent companies, but that work for the U.S. government. They're really part of the Department of Defense, but they're separate. So you can't, their sunshine laws don't apply to them. You can't actually get information from them. It's a very tricky way to hide information. And they have the wreckage from these crafts. And I'm like, really? Are we positive these aren't like advanced Russian or Chinese? No. But I'll tell you this, the most interesting from my perspective, I don't know if it's a consensus, but a lot of people, serious people, not crazy people, study this stuff. U.S. government employees seem to believe that these objects are coming from under the oceans. So
That's what
the
I've heard,
conventional view is they're coming in from outer space. There's not actually a lot of, something enters the atmosphere, we can see it on satellite, and there's not any evidence of that actually. Maybe it's happening.
Keep your arms down.
There's a lot of evidence these things are coming out of the ocean, including videotape of these objects coming out of the water at high speed, or even more amazing, descending at Mach 3 into the water. And then, of course, we have a huge submarine fleet. What the fuck? Then we have a huge submarine fleet, American, but also Chinese and Russian, underwater with pretty sensitive measurement devices, sonar, etc. And they have recorded these objects doing hundreds of knots underwater. So, let's just stop there.
Wait, what's knots?
It's 1.1 miles per hour. It's a way that we measure objects in the water. It's 1.1 miles. It's a little more than mile per hour, and a mile is a measurement that we use in the United States.
Right.
It's distinct from a kilometer,
still
which
learning.
I think is right.
Yeah.
Common in Canada. But anyway, these things are moving at impossibly high speeds. So let's just apply common sense for 1 second. If I take a 45 ACP, a 45 caliber handgun and fire it at you underwater in, say, a swimming pool, 50 feet away, you can catch the bullet because the resistance is so strong from the water that objects can't move
don't try
fast
that
underwater. We know that. But they are, and they're moving without any visible means of propulsion. So no wake, no bubbles.
Where have we tracked that?
All over the world. All over the world.
Really?
Yes.
On sonar systems?
Yes, from the submarines. And this has come out.
Wow.
Some of this is in the New York Times.
That's crazy.
It's not like you have to go on the dark web to find out.
So is there aliens are living in the Earth's core or some shit?
I have no idea. I'd only be speculating, but there is, I want to restate, videotape of these objects of unknown origin hitting the water and disappearing and then coming out of the water. And by the way, there was just last week I spoke to
our cartel cocaine laden submarines
on a military base in the state of Florida.
You're a genius, Sinbad.
They showed him images of 4 of these things that, like a Raptor pilot, some American fighter pilot, took these images of these objects right next to his plane. But here's the most interesting thing. They got a thermal read on him. They measure heat. That's one of the ways that, we get a heat imprint. Like if we have a thermal optic, I can see the heat coming off your body. That's how we see things at night. The thermal imaging of this showed the heat at the bottom of the object and not at the top. And as the commanding general said to this member of Congress, he's like, that doesn't make any sense because heat does what? It rises. So you don't ever see a thermal image of anything with the heat at the bottom. The heat's at the top. Is cool at the top, hot at the bottom? How does that work? If I put a cigarette lighter under my hand, where's the hot part?
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, as a matter of physics, that can't happen. So to me, one of the most intriguing questions about all of this is, does physics actually describe the world around us? And no, not all of it anyway. So what the fuck is that? If all of a sudden I'm saying the laws of physics, like gravity, photosynthesis, not all of that is real. It has limits and there are things that exist outside of it. That's when your brain starts to explode.
I just wonder what would happen if something does come out, more evidence does come out, how the people would respond to that.
We'll ignore it. So my impression, I don't know this for a fact, but everyone I've ever talked to about it is one of the reasons they're nervous.
Yeah, I mean,
is
he's not
this
bad.
shows, and the Russians and Chinese feel the same way apparently.
I don't really trust
shows
much
that
of
our
anybody,
military does not
but,
control our airspace, which is a
it's fun to
basic
watch.
precept of a country. This is our country.
Kind
We
of just
control our
said that if
borders,
you turn a
control
hot plate upside down, it'll
and we
make
don't.
the heat
So that's
go
really
to
scary.
what would be the
And it shows
bottom of the
military
hot
is not in
plate.
control. So they don't want to admit that. And the second thing they're worried about is some kind of mass freak out.
Because heat rises.
Where people are like, I can't believe aliens are here. But
when the hot
based
part's
on
the bottom,
my limited
because it's upside
experience,
down.
I don't think they should worry because
Right.
people are
He,
so hot.
I don't know that he's terribly
so caught up in
scientifically
Prince
sound.
Harry that I honestly think if an alien spacecraft landed in Times Square and started issuing orders, people would be like, wow, that's a trip, man. And then the next day, Daily Mail would be leading with Prince Harry again.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Yeah. So what's your theory on aliens based on all the research you've done? Do you think they're already on Earth?
I think that there's a huge amount of evidence in the archaeological record that these things have been around since the beginning of recorded history. The references to them. The Star Over Bethlehem may be one of them. Here's what I really think. I think I don't know. And I think that wise people understand the limits of their knowledge and of their perception. And we should all just repeat after me, admit we have no fucking idea.
Yeah, we have no idea.
We have no fucking idea. We don't know who killed Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know what these objects are. We don't know if physics is actually real. Probably not. Like, we don't know anything. We don't know what happens when we die. Like, stop pretending. We don't know where the war in Ukraine is going. Stop pretending that we're God. We're not. And we don't know a lot. And I just wish our leaders would say that. I think they're coming from under the ocean. It seems the evidence suggests that, but what do I know?
What would your encounter look like if you met an alien?
I'd be super respectful. And based on my conversation with this Stanford medical professor, I would conduct that interview at a distance, because whatever is coming off these machines is very bad for the human body. Super killed people, like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I agree with him on is we don't know shit. And you're a scientist, Brian. We don't know shit.
Oh, absolutely. There's new things. We used to think that an atom was like a fig pudding. Or was it fig pudding? Crap. Basically a pudding with a whole bunch of random floaters in it, when in reality we know orbitals and stuff like that. It always changes. And what we think right now will probably not be the same in 10, 15 years.
No, not at all. We don't know much about anything. And anybody who tells you that they know it all or know a lot or know a ton is a liar. So they're trying to screw with you.
You can only be an expert on our current perception of reality. You can't be an expert on what is conceivable by us.
Right. Like large numbers. We can't conceive them. Incredibly large numbers. We have no idea. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The whole idea of factors and exponentials. Yeah.
Yeah, like the universal scale of distance. We have no fucking idea because it's so huge. We can't even conceptualize it.
I know that I pooped today. That's about it.
Maybe. Depending on who you ask.
Also depends on what your conception is of God.
Right. And we all have different conceptions of the similar or same topics. I think something different than you think, than I'm Not Obama thinks, than Brian thinks, than we all have different perceptions, and credibility comes in different ways to different people. So all right, I got two more stories real quick to get to, and then we are going to sign off for the evening. Breaking: a freight train carrying hazardous toxic material has derailed in Topak. Shit, I added a C. That's my bad. No, we can't even agree on the definition of colors. We can't even agree on the color. Arizona. Numerous agencies, including Hazmat, have been dispatched to the site of a BNSF train derailment in Topak, Mojave County, situated in close proximity to exit 9 on I-40 and approximately 5 to 6 miles from the AZCA state lines. As per official reports, multiple train cars have overturned containing hazardous toxic chemicals. However, authorities have not confirmed. However, authorities have confirmed that no spills have been observed thus far.
Do you know what they was carrying? Anyone?
We're going to get there. So, no, that's not the right one. So they're built the Washington one. Where the hell did the other one go? Okay.
Corn syrup.
Corn syrup is what that one says. It says 8 freight rail tankers derailed near topic Arizona on Wednesday evening, according to BNSF. Despite initial reports coming from Ohio County Sheriff's Office that the train was carrying hazmat, BNSF confirmed that the train was actually only carrying corn syrup.
Apparently, there was a tornado warning that had been issued for that area, so there may have been some tornado activity that might have tipped it over.
Oh. Huh. I saw a tornado trending, but I didn't understand what the hell it meant. I thought there was footage for that.
And it was right there, actually. Yeah, holy moly.
Okay.
Yeah, I just found it on Twitter. There was a I'll share screen. I'll figure out how to do this real quick.
Or you can just send me the tweet, because you probably don't have it in dark mode.
I don't. I can blow someone's eyeballs out a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, go for it. They'll grow back.
So it was about right here where the derailment happened.
Uh-huh.
So, ooh, I just doxed myself a little bit. Oh, shit. Oh, well. It's fine. But yeah, if it was right there when the train derailed, there is a good chance that there may have been some level of tornado that may have knocked it over. Yeah, most common name.
I didn't see anything, and I won't tell. There's also breaking confirm. I don't know when the hell this came out. 5:37, so about an hour and a half ago. Confirmed brief tornado reported in the city of downtown Fort Worth. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning with a confirmed brief tornado reported in downtown Fort Worth, Texas. People in the area should immediately take shelter as the supercell storm is currently recycling. Looks like a pretty good sized storm.
Yeah, no, that wall is that's a pretty deep wall right there.
Yeah, looks pretty intense. And our last story, not one, but two train derailments today. Breaking, over 5,000 gallons of diesel has spilled after a BNSF freight train derailed. So another BNSF train, and this one does have a video, and Cortez, Washington. Multiple agencies and hazmat have responded to BNSF freight train derailment in Anacortes, Washington around midnight, releasing about 5,000 gallons of diesel fuel. Two locomotives, each capable of holding 3,500 gallons of fuel, overturned, and a majority of the spill was contained with a berm leaking on to the land side of the tracks, which will break when they finally get some rain in 2 days. So cool how they pick it back up, though.
It's just rolling it.
Yep.
So it wasn't actually all that much that
That's enough of that. And breaking within the last 3 minutes, and then we'll really, for sure, for real, end it. But I just saw this as I was going through. Breaking confidential Pfizer documents reveal pharmaceutical giant had evidence suggesting increased risk of myocarditis following COVID-19 vaccinations in early 2022. There is evidence that suggests patients who received the COVID-19 vaccine are at increased risk of myocarditis. Onset was typically within several days after the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine from Pfizer and Moderna. And cases have occurred more often the second dose than the first dose. Since April 2021, cases of myocarditis pericarditis have been reported in the United States after mRNA COVID-19 vaccination, Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, particularly in adolescents and young adults. Not that we didn't know that. The observed risk is higher among males under 40 years of age than among females and older males. The observed risk is highest in males 12 through 17. And I can't read that, but so that's a Veritas leak that came 2 minutes ago.
We knew all that though. As soon as like the Nordic countries were literally banning the use of Moderna, I think specifically, because that one was like the absolute worst for causing this problem, or possibly causing that problem. It suggests, the evidence suggests, it's not a definite thing, but yeah, it's looking like it might.
It's true.
AstraZeneca also, yes. Good catch, Mads.
Yep. And getting sued all over the country, or all over the world, excuse me. And looking pretty ridiculous. So that's the show. I want to thank Brian for joining me. Brian doesn't have anything to grift, but he's a good guy nonetheless. Kind of cute too.
Oh, thanks, dog.
So I appreciate him coming on. I appreciate the great Aussie Overlord for jumping you guys over here. I do a show usually every day at noon and 8:30. Noon is a little bit more tamed down, much like this was. 8:30 is where it kind of gets a little crazy. So I'll make sure that Brian gets a good shot. He would be happy about that.
Oh, I definitely would. First, I would need a backyard to put a shed in.
But yeah, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We're doing good things here. And if you need something to do on a Friday night, our community Lego streams are second to none. Like, we have built a monster and a good time. Stop by 8:30 Eastern tomorrow night, and we play with Legos, drink, tell some jokes, and have a really good time. It's awesome. So hope to see you there tomorrow. Everyone, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.